Hey guys, Darcy here, and today we're going to talk about recording with the new API console in Luna. Let's get into it. Alright, so we're in Luna and we got our recording template set up here. And on the left we have is a recording channel. Now, what's really amazing and impressive about what these guys did with this recording with the API Vision console is how it will go between using CPU and DSP resources. So right now, as we're looking at it, the track is not record enabled. So it's in a mixing mode. So we're using CPU resources for whatever we play back through this console. And as we see, we don't have anything loaded up inside of our Unison input, because when you're in Luna and you don't have something record enabled, it does not use any of that DSP that you would use on your recording. But once we go and hit record enable, now we can see we have the API preamp loaded up here, and now we're into DSP. Well, the thing is, without even seeing anything happen, this console is now using DSP as well. If we actually tab over to our console by UAD, what we'll see here is that we have an API Vision channel strip loaded up. So this is also why when you get the bundle, you're getting both the Luna extension as well as the actual UAD plugin, because we're actually going to be using both of them depending on what situation you're in. As we, take the toggle off, right, or the record enable off, and we go back to our console, we see that it's dropped out. But our preamp is still there, ready to go with inside console. Now, one thing to note, if I were to bring this back to record, the API preamp here is independent of the line amp with inside the Vision console. So what will happen here is, even though we have very similar features, you gain what you want your microphone to sound like in terms of what makes sense for that microphone and that room and that voice. But then you could also add more gain, getting more API sound with inside the console for your playback. Now, the console itself, even though you're using DSP, that's for your real-time monitoring, but it's not actually printing that sound. It is still essentially a monitoring only processing. It's not actually going to record whatever you toggle through your settings. If you put EQ on, that won't be printed to the actual WAV file. However, just true to standard Luna, your Unison preamp and anything in your record effects will actually print to the actual WAV file. So this gives you that ability to, kind of EQ and make things sound good for the artist to listen in their ear, and while also mixing and have that, in sync sound between the two. Now, just for anybody who isn't familiar with the bundles and how they work, I'm going to slide over here. And what we see here, there's 4 different bundles when it comes to the API. I won't really talk about these two because it's just, do you want EQs only, or do you just want to buy the channel strip only? But if you want to buy the API complete bundle, then essentially what this is for is somebody who is not using Luna and wants to get, the most of all of the API stuff. So you get the 2 independent EQs, and then the channel strip, the legacy channel strip, the compressor, and the preamp. Now, if you're somebody like myself who is primarily spending their time in Luna, then what you'd actually want to lean towards is the Luna API Emulation bundle. In this case, you're still getting the channel strip, the legacy, the compressor, and the preamp, but you're getting the summing, right? Now, this really comes down to if you're outside or inside Luna, what makes the most sense. For me, if you're in Luna, get the summing. So that's kind of just breaking down everything that would happen from a recording perspective, and also just, giving you a little hint there as to where you might want to put your money if you're investing in one of these bundles. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments, and I'd be glad to jump on that for you. Anyways, have yourself a good day. Peace, y'all.